This video is for freelancer designers who want to leverage AI to have a faster workflow. I'm walking you through my exact design process, step by step, from landing the client all the way to deploying a new website. Hi, I'm Kaylee. I'm a business student here in Toronto trying to figure out how to leverage AI in a daily basis and breaking it down so simply that even a business student can keep up. So if you learned at least one new thing today in this video, make sure to subscribe and follow and join the gang. Quick note, this is a process video, so if you just want to build something super fast with no process at all, I have a separate video for that. Link is in the description. But if you want to do this properly and actually impress your client, let's get into it. Okay, so there are 8 steps. Here's what we're covering today. Step 1, get a client. Step 2, audit their existing site. 3, onboarding the client. 4, using AI to find competitors, synthesize everything. 5, build a sitemap and wireframes. 6, find inspo. 7, redesign Figma. And 8, deploy. Okay, so step 1, getting a client. I already have a full video on this, so I'm not going to go too deep. Link is in the description. Go watch it first if you don't have a client yet, then come back. Step 2, site auditing. So before you even talk to your client, do your homework. Go through their existing website yourself and audit it first. That way you walk into the client conversation already knowing what the problems are, which immediately makes you look a lot more prepared and a lot more professional. Now, the good news is that you don't have to do all of this manually. There are tools that do the heavy lifting for you. So in terms of the technical analytics side, which is what I like to say the back end of a website, there's SEMrush and Ahrefs, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Paste their URL in and you will get a full breakdown of the SEO issues, the page speed problems, broken links, or any missing meta tags, or how the site is performing overall. So these tools basically hand you a written report. On the front end side, which is, the aesthetics, the design, the UI, and UX, honestly, from my experiences, I think using ChatGPT is more than enough. Screenshot the page, paste them in, and ask them to evaluate the design, the hierarchy, the copy clarity, and the user experience. Also, this is a quick tip, but you could actually download a Chrome extension called Full Page. What it does is it screenshots the entire website in one go. So that means that you don't need to screenshot like 10 bajillion of them just to get one website. Super easy, especially if you only have ChatGPT for free and you can upload multiple files at once. This is a good tool. There is also another bonus tool, which is BuiltWith. So this is a free tool where you paste in any URL and it tells you exactly which platform and tech stack that the site is built on. So before you even get on the call, you already know if they are on Webflow, Squarespace, WordPress, whatever it may be. It's very useful going in. And yeah, here is a full audit checklist. Go through all of this and walk into every client call with this filled out. It changes the entire dynamic of the conversation. Okay, so now you get on the call, this is the client onboarding, you already have your audit findings, so this conversation is richer from the start. So here are the questions that you want answered by the end of this call. And usually for client calls, I like to use AI because first of all, you don't need to take notes yourself, and also it records, so you could go back on it if there's something that you forgot. So here are the 2 options that I like or I use currently. So there's Otter.ai. This joins your Zoom or Google Meet automatically and transcribes everything in real time and generates a summary right afterwards. You don't need to take a single note. I really like it. The other version, or another app that I use, and it's free, is called Studocu. And I actually use this for university because, it's for free. It's great for students, great for lecture meetings. So I just thought, hey, why don't I use this for client calls as well? And it works perfectly well. It records, transcribes, summarizes everything. So if you're going to use it in class, why not just use it for client calls too, right? Or this is where you use AI or leverage AI, the most valuable things that AI can do in your process. So first, competitor research. You want to find similar businesses to your client that have better performing, better designed websites. You're not just looking only for visual inspiration here, but you're also looking for how they position themselves, how they structure their sites, and how they communicate their value. There's also Claude or GPT. You could have a prompt, something like, oh, my client is a type of business based in bracket location, targeting bracket audience. Give me 10 competitors or similar businesses known for having strong websites. Then go look at those websites yourself. So once you have your competitors list and your onboarding notes, now you synthesize. So take everything, so all of your audit findings that you did, all of your onboarding call summary, and what the design needs to be communicating, the goals, pain points, everything that the client has, addressed to you, and include all of the competitors. This will become your North Star for every decision after this point. Put everything into chat. It is very strong at taking all of the messy input and turning it into something very well structured. So this will be your go-to file with everything. So every time you need to make a decision, refer to this document. Okay, so now you know what you are building and why. I think now is the time to figure out structure. So for this, I use Relume. Relume has an AI sitemap generator that describes the site. It generates a full sitemap and wireframe structure for you. And it is a huge time saver. For me specifically, I don't rely on it, but I do find inspiration from it. So remember the whole document, the stuff that we synthesize using AI, you could just paste it into Relume, and Relume will give you some suggestions of how you should be structuring the websites. You could take it with a grain of salt. For me, I like to do it manually just because I think that's, the beauty under graphic design and website designs. So now it's inspiration. Inspiration, now you can look at a bunch of references. I have a video dedicated to, website designs, website resources, somewhere here above the link. Yeah, but here are some go-to websites that a lot of people use, such as Awwwards. There's also CSS Design Awards, which is very similar. There's also getting inspiration from competitors, know what you do to stand out or what they have done that have been outperforming other people. Also, Pinterest is a huge one, and also Mobbin. Mobbin is great for layout and also UI patterns, which is very great for figuring out how sections are structured. Okay, this is my favorite part, the Figma redesign. So now for design, Figma is your tool regardless of what platform you are eventually deploying it to. I think Figma has the best design process, the best design environment, and it's also great to show your entire work process to your client. Some quick tips for this is start with the home page, build out the key sections using your wireframes, using either Relume or whatever you've done yourself, and also applying the brands such as the colors, the fonts, the tones, the logos, etc. Reference your inspo without actually, copying it, and you can start designing. Make sure that you get client feedback. Usually for me, my preference is providing two options, option A, option B, presented to the client, and then the client is able to choose one of the options. We could have some final minor tweaks, and then we will go from option A wireframe, for example, and then we start actually redesigning. After you redesign, get the sign off, and then you start building. Okay, so for deploying, this is pretty important. Now you have built and shipped it. Now it comes back to the platform conversation from step 3. So if the client is staying on their existing platform because they are most familiar with it, such as let's say Squarespace or WordPress, for example, then you need to translate your Figma design into that platform. So the design itself is done. You are just building it into their own environment. So in this instance, you could either manually do this, translate from Figma all the way to WordPress just by recreating it. You already have the design ready, or you could leverage AI. And if you want a full video on how to do this step by step, how to translate design all the way to another platform, you are able, or there is a Figma to Framer plugin that you could directly just translate everything that you have on Figma to Framer. But given with that, it is very, very important to have a very well-structured design system, which means that everything needs to be a component, a variable, and everything needs to be labeled properly. It can't be just, some random thing, like a random rough draft that you have on Figma. It needs to be very, very pristine in order for Figma to translate into Framer. But this is also the same concept with leveraging AI using Claude, for example, to translate Figma into, for example, Webflow or WordPress. You need to have very strong, clear design systems. So if you want a video on that as well, let me know in the comments down below to create a video like that, because I think it is very important, especially in the world of AI now. I think it's very important to somehow know how to combine your own creativity with AI and also just making your workflow efficient. But yeah, that's the full process, 8 steps from first contact to live site with AI, where it actually saves you a lot of time, but also keeps your design creativity. So if you learn at least one thing, hit subscribe and join the gang. And if you want me to go through anything deeper within each step, such as how to get a new client, or the AI brief, or how to go from Figma to Framer or Figma to Webflow, etc., leveraging AI, let me know. And also how to run a proper site audit, something like that, just drop it in the comments. I will read it and I will make a video. But yeah, I'm Kaylee, and I'll see you in the next one.